Well, in 2010, it was a remarkable year for the luxury good business. We have by far exceeded all our expectations, way above budget. And in Hong Kong, our business grew by about 35 to 40% in various categories and in various lines. And in China, we also grew about 34–35%. It has been an incredible year, 2010, and December was just, we ran out of stock practically. It was unexpected. And also, the first 6 weeks up to February the 15th, 20th, our business is still growing. It's still on the 28–30% growth in the last 6–7 weeks as we have Chinese New Year. And Chinese New Year was 2 weeks ago. The business has not dropped. It may have subsided about 10%, but it is still growing. So we will forecast, and we all forecast, that it is going to be another fantastic year. It's hard for us to now plan and do a budget as to how much the growth will be, as more and more and more Chinese from more and more cities have much more money. They are able to travel freely to Hong Kong, and even in Taiwan they are able to travel now, which they couldn't before. And they are, of course, traveling to Europe and to the United States. So I would say that it would easily be 25 to 30% increases in 2011, pending, of course, if there is a disaster or an earthquake or floods or something like that, which is really beyond our control. The luxury business will continue at least for another 10–15 years, because the Chinese love luxury products. Having luxury products gives them the status symbol that they require, and more younger generations are very aware of what's happening in terms of the fashion world and the technology world as well. With the internet, they can see fashion shows and they want to be on the top of everything. Well, I see today, after being in Fashion Week in New York, I see a lot of American brands are now trying to get into China or already getting into China. I'm talking about brands which are not luxurious, but they are more for the 20s and the 30 years old. Brands which America was very cautious. The first 10 years, they were not sure. They don't know. The American market is so big, but suddenly the last few years, they realized that, well, China has grown so much. In fact, today China, the market for luxury goods and for fashion goods, etc., has exceeded Japan, and in another 3 to 5 years, it will exceed USA. So this is now going to be one of the biggest luxury market in the world in the next 5 years. So a lot of brands are now planning to be in China and planning big in China. The luxury brands, most of the brands that now you see, what we call the luxury brands, the top 7 or the top 8 brands, like Ferragamo and all that, we were there way before a lot of other brands. I can say that I brought all these brands 18 years ago to Shanghai in a department store. And Ferragamo was one of the very first. With Zegna a year ahead of us, were in the luxury market already in Shanghai and Beijing. And today we are already in 50 cities in China. And there's still another 50 more cities to go for the next 5 to 10 years.